had a wet day on the day we came here, and it's been a struggle to get dry, so we spent yesterday just drying really and getting some provisions from Broughton. Lovely little grocer's shop there, my word. Takes you back a few years. You know, it's a pleasure to walk into. They've got fresh tomatoes, lettuces, you know, all sorts. It's I asked the lady there if I could do a bit of footage in the shop maybe later in the week. She was going to ask her colleagues and boss, but you know. Just walking along this little lane near the campsite, you can see the sort of in the vicinity of woodlands. This footpath goes to Low Rossthwaite. But you see the land behind me must once have been an estuary, I reckon, you know, when the sea levels are a bit higher, sort of tween glacial ages or whatever. Because it's all so flattened out, you can imagine it being like Duddon Sands, say, back in the day when it was tidal, or intertidal. So a lovely little footpath lane this is. Shame it's not a bridle way actually. There's horses go along here and tractors, farmers. Could easily be part of the link between Broughton and Coniston, I reckon, for bicycles. There's one of these pinch gates here. I'm going to struggle. Oh. And you've got bags on. Watch out for the country pancake there. I'm looking for a footpath sign that goes uphill. Hopefully it'll be obvious. Look at this, I'll just give it a bit of a swing around. It's just opened up. Look at that. Beautiful. Behind us there we've got Blowif Knot. It's just quiet and lovely. I don't know if you can hear it on the audio. Just get the occasional of a bird of prey, I reckon. Like maybe an osprey or a buzzard. Is that a bird of prey? Can you hear it? Not that one. Not that chirp. There's a longer, plaintive cry going on in the background as I've been walking along. Grasshoppers. Found it, a little footpath style we're going to be take us uphill and hopefully might take us through or along a bit of the old Coniston railway line. Don't know yet, well, that's what we're going to find out. Well, it quite often turns out, doesn't it, when you're walking in the countryside, you know, you think there's a footpath and there's a stile and you think, ah, that must be it. Well, lo and behold, it isn't actually. That stile was a bit of a red herring. But because I always carry these, you can soon find out where you've gone wrong, or if you have gone wrong, you can see where later on it might intersect the proper footpath and push on with confidence. You know, if you didn't have a map, sometimes you think, oh, this is the wrong way, better go home, you know, and call it a day or whatever. But have a blinking OS map with you all the time. I've dug it out about 3 times just in the last 250 metres just to check the bearings, what we're going, what features to possibly expect next and all that sort of thing, just to get the confidence to carry on. So you don't have to be an orienteer or anything. If you just know how to understand the symbols and on maps and things, sometimes it can be a godsend and save the mission. That's the important thing, isn't it? So look at this behind me, this beautiful bridge structure over the former Foxfield to Coniston railway line, and this bridge isn't a footpath or a road or anything. It's just a cattle pass where, when the railway went in, it was put there so the farmer could still get his cows or sheep from that side to that side safely without interfering with rail traffic. But it's this beautiful little shady cutting. Poppet's just taking some photographs. She's okay to carry on, I don't mind. Click away, Poppet, if you want. See how it unfolds behind me? A beautiful little cutting, you know. And there are some good cuttings on this railway line. It's magnificent. I'm just going to have a closer look at this bridge structure in a second. But, oh yeah, just before I do, just here, there's a little bit of clinker. Now, that feels heavy and iron rich, so I don't know whether this cutting has actually inadvertently intersected a site of a bloomery, perhaps, or maybe it was brought here from elsewhere as ballast for the rail track, but that's an iron rich bloom, that is, you know. That is, you know, it wouldn't be something that would come from the steam engine boiler, because that would be light and, you know, like coke is and cinder and ash. This has got an iron content. You can just feel the density of it. So I'm going to be keeping my eye out for more of that. And lo and behold, there's another piece. Ah, it never stops, does it? Getting an eye in for things, you know. Some of it's sheep poo, so you have to be careful what you're picking up. Yeah, I don't know, again, a little bit dense, and it's not just rock. Good lord, there's more. Oh, we might have stumbled on a Bloomery site or something in the locale. Look at that. Again, that is sort of what is former stage bloom work before it's pounded out and made into proper iron rich stuff, or maybe they've got all the iron out of it but there's still a good iron content in the slags, as it were. So that's 3 specimen pieces found in this sort of cutting. Yeah, I'm going to inspect the walls of the cutting a little bit when I've closed this clip to see if I can find any bloomery, ash and clinker going on. Oh yes, we're going to talk about the bridge, weren't we? Look at that. Oh yeah, there's Poppet standing there to give it scale. Look at that. It's just rather marvellous, isn't it, don't you think? What do you reckon? Not bad at all. And in good repair. And it'll still be used by the farmer. Get his tractors across. Take feed bales to the livestock and such forth. Yeah. And there's the former track bed unfolding behind me, or in front of me now. Yeah. As indeed it would have got. That was looking in the Coniston direction. This is now looking in the Broughton direction. So all good stuff. A little bit of history. I like it when you stumble across it without really knowing what to expect. All right, I'll stop this clip now. Well, I'm loving it so far. I particularly love it when an old industrial feature like the railway intersects an even older phase of industry, like with this clinker. Now I'm just walking along here. You can see I've come up from the bridge a little bit towards the Coniston direction. I'm looking for the sweet spot of peak clinker. Do you understand what I mean? Because if I get peak clinker, that will probably indicate the source from one bank or the other where it was excavated through when they drove the railway line. I'm still finding good hunks of clinker here. I'll just show you. Look. There's a bit there. Can you see that? Have I got it in film? Oh, yeah, that there. That's a bit of coal actually. So Coniston loco coal. Clinker. There's loads of that, and more bits just there. You know, there's about 6 or 7 pieces here. The question is it peak bloom clinker? Another piece there. You know, I don't know of a way to do this. Maybe a metal detector would detect Bloomery slag. Yeah, I think we've passed out of the clinker zone. That sounds rude, doesn't it? You know what I mean. And that's just a bit of bark. You have to be careful not to pick up a sheep poo as well. Only joking. Yeah, I think the peak clinker spot was about where I... Oh no, you say that, and there's blinking more. But nevertheless, if that was peak clinker, it could have been sort of spread this way in the levelling operation for track bed driving, and spread the other way. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, there's still fragments of clinker going on. So, somewhere in this vicinity, and I think we're coming up, if I just turn round, along the rail bed there, you might just see an arch of a bridge, and that's the road that goes up from Woodland up to the Broughton Torver Road, you know, the tarmac road that bridge is, and we'll be passing over or under the railway line in that vicinity on this footpath that we're following. So let's just assume that I was at peak clinker about at the midpoint between these two bridges. So, point to remember, or for anyone who's interested, potential Bloomery site. Yeah, because you don't often see actually decent bloom waste, you know, because a lot of it was reworked in the days of the iron mines and the iron works. You know, they used to actually go to Bloomery sites because they knew they could get iron rich material there which they can resmelt and still get, you know, pay dirt out of, if you like. So it's not often now to find a Bloomery and it's waste that hasn't been worked over and taken away. Right, a little industrial episode it's turned into, just following a blinking footpath. You see how it goes? My mind is in turmoil all the time. Things to look at and question. Yeah, so we're trying to follow this footpath which comes out or goes over or under this bridge, and we haven't walked it before, so we're not sure yet, but we just thought the footpath might actually come through the cutting, but I don't think it does, because you can see that fence down there which doesn't have an aperture. But this is just a closer view of that bridge which goes down from the Broughton Torver Road down to Woodland, and that carries a tarmac highway above. Oh yeah, once again thanks to Poppet for being a patient sweetheart while I get interested and sidetracked and all sorts of things. I just wanted to say about that Bloomery slag. My ethos always is leave the stuff there, you know, don't collect a specimen unless it's for earnest and assiduous scientific purposes. You leave it there, then it acts as a cue and a clue for other people who discover it and draw conclusions from it. You know, if all the specimens were to go, then people walking along here in years to come would never even know there'd been a blinking Bloomery there at all. You know what I'm saying, don't you? So, yeah, I'm trying to find this, or trying to follow this blinking footpath. It's not very well trodden, you see. Probably no one's been along it for 18 months, and so it isn't a clearly defined way. Another bit of coal, more bloom clinker, incidentally. Once you get your eye in, you spot it every blinking where. I'm haunted by the prospect of Bloomery clinker now. So this is what you're up against when you go footpaths that haven't been walked. You see, you're coming through that bracken there, you'd hardly think there's a footpath there. Unless, like I say, you have the map with you to give you the blinking confidence to say it must be here. And like I say, no one's walked this way for, at least since the bracken started coming up in the ground, spring say, but maybe for a year gone back and more, you know. So you hardly even tell it's there. But you just get little boosts of confidence. Like here's a stile, you see? Obviously it's a footpath, so look, you know, a little pointer like this says, yeah, we must be right. And can you see through the undergrowth there? Now, if you can see it, there's a crenellation in the wall ahead. I don't know if I'm getting it on the screen there. Yes, in the middle of the screen there's another crenellation where there's obviously going to be another step climb style, which probably pops us out on the tarmac or near to it, adjacent to that bridge. Or have we passed that bridge? No, it's still ahead of us, you know, the tarmac bridge. So that's what I'm saying. If you've got a map and you feel pick up on cues, confident about it, you just carry on, because you know you're right. You can't be wrong, can you? These styles aren't here for no reason. There you go. And Poppet's doing well, actually. She's on my stick. She's battling ahead, slashing the bracken down as if it's a machete. Good on her. Brilliant stuff. So there's the railway stroke road bridge. And then there's this rather tremendous climb style here. I'm walking backwards so I don't fall over something. But that's quite an impressive height, that is. I think Poppet might want me to hold her hand or stand alongside on that one. This is that road bridge that goes over the railway line. And over there it says Fox/7. So I can hardly imagine, I've just looked at the map, there's no way it's 7 miles from Foxfield. So have they gone metric? It could possibly be 7 kilometres to Foxfield, along the length of the line presumably. But even that seems a bit too far to me, so could it be bridge number 7 from Foxfield? I don't know, it's a bit of a mystery. I'm not really a railway buff, I'm just interested in stuff, that's all.